YouTube, what's cracking? We're doing climate now. You can expect a big fat fascist update as well, so look forward to that. Like and subscribe, folks. I added the YouTube command. Thank you, Kem, for reminding me, but check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your homie's YouTube channel. I don't know why. Or not. It's actually really annoying because I post a lot of videos at one time. So it's just like one after the other. So it kind of fucks up your algorithm. So maybe don't. I don't know. UK News, couple Tories sitting exposes Labor posted ad saying Rishi likes beautiful. Whoa! Goddamn. Can you give me a link to something so I can queue it up? All right, I only have one for climate here. And it's more great news, guys. It's more really awesome news. Everything's going great. Nothing to worry about over here. Oil companies know what they're talking about. Continue to consume as you would. Vote against green measures because they just cost more money. It doesn't make anything better. You can disable notifications. Yeah, but it still puts me in your, like, you know, suggested, your, like, you know, in your subscription feed. It's really annoying. I'll on my own videos after watching them, yeah, because I do watch them to make sure that they're, you know, like the volume and stuff is good. And if I say anything too cringy, I gotta erase it from the internet before it's used against me. No, I'm kidding. Only sometimes, I guess. It's like, ooh, that didn't work out. Sometimes I just get fucking blown off the internet, dude. A lot of these videos just get completely censored and removed. Climate censor, new policy, climate like heating and no longer effective sharing on Twitter. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'll add that. Okay, that's a good second story here for our climate news. All right. I'm getting easily distracted here. And this song is really good. All right. Calm the fuck down. But yeah, no, great news, guys. Greenhouse gases continue to increase rapidly in 2022. Carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide rise further into uncharted levels. Levels of carbon dioxide, but okay, the font is fucking with my eyeballs, dog. God, this is so fucking good. I'm getting so distracted with this music. Stop being awesome. Levels of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, the three greenhouse gases emitted by human activity that are the most significant contributors to climate change, continued their historically high rates of growth in the atmosphere during 2022, according to NOAA scientists. But, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. You should probably listen to a fat, obnoxious, theocratic grifter who only wants to rule over you. You should probably listen to that trustworthy source over a scientist. U.S., China, and India will kill us all. Okay. The global surface average of CO2 rose by 2.3 parts per million to 417 ppm, roughly the same rate observed through the last decade. Atmospheric CO2 is now 50% higher than pre-industrial levels. 2022 is at 11, blah, 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 blah. We're fucked. We can't, here's the problem, okay? We can and will, because we basically have to, adapt to this. The problem is that this is going to continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, even as we're implementing all these sacrifices and making all these changes. So the entire time we're trying to make things better, we're going to have bad actors that want to cut corners and save money, pushing back against, you know, any kind of, you know, Green New Deal. So, or whatever you want to call it, green reforms, right? We need to keep pushing against this current that says give up, this nihilism, right? That says give up, give up, give up. Yeah, I mean, you want to read the whole thing, it's right here. But you get the fucking gist. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. And look, we need to do the straws. Okay, yes, we need to do it, and we need to replace plastics with bioplastics, obviously, because microplastics are causing all kinds of health issues in mankind. All kinds of things that we're discovering about microplastics fucking up the body, and we're just cooking on it. We're throwing that shit in the microwave. Everything everything is coated in plastic. This metal can has a plastic liner. Of course, I'm drinking out of a plastic fucking milk jug. You know, every food tray you put in the microwave, plastic, plastic, plastic. Cute baby's doing well, and yeah, get back on that horse when you can. But you can always take some me time. Ain't no shame in that. Elderly will vote for politicians that keep these oil apologist companies alive and die. But we outnumber them. We outnumber them, Leon. You know, I heard something about, like, in the U.S., like 14 million. Maybe it was just in Florida or Tennessee. I think it was actually in Tennessee. There's, like, every year there's 14 million new 18-year-olds, something like that. Just some ridiculous number. And I'm going to show you some stuff in Tennessee that's going to make you, make everybody, you know, a little bit more hopeful about Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I'm a tour guide, and my tours are 3-hour Marxist indoctrination to unexpecting innocent tourists. Chad Mary, I'm not a communist, and I don't support Marxism. Just so you know, please unfollow if that makes you uncomfortable. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that, yeah, it's going to continue to get worse until we've pushed back against the real. We can do the straws. I got my silicone straw right here. The point that I was trying to get at, we can do the bioplastics, but if we don't go after the big polluters, if we don't go after the massive polluters that are actually causing some of the worst pollution, some of the fucking absolute worst pollution, and contributing more than any one human can, any one city can. I mean, some of these corporations are contributing more to climate change than, you know, like New York. You know what I mean? And we're not going after them. And there's a reason we're not going after them, because they're rich and they buy our politicians. It's not fucking rocket science. How do we fix it? We get out there and vote. At the very least, we vote. No, Chad Mary, I totally agree. And, you know, I don't believe in going extreme in any one direction when it comes to political ideology. I think those people are the scariest the ones that say, well, the solution is to replace everything with Marxism. You know, I've repeated this a million times on the stream. I believe in a hybridized system, right, where certain things work well under socialism and certain things work well under capitalism, and we find a melding between the two. Call it a new ism. Call it what you want. Which countries, and Vampire Hunter D, that's a good point, going back to the original thing. Chad Mary, basically what I was saying is no one can critique a capitalist system better than a Marxist. Unfortunately, as we've seen with the Ukraine-Russia conflict, there's a lot of Marxists who also have a Marxist/communists that have a nostalgia for the Soviet Union and for Russia in general, and they've taken it upon themselves to defend Russia, you know, kind of in the name of communism. And that's not the right way, dog. Okay, I really do believe communism needs to drop the Soviet iconography, all that shit, the Mao shit. They need to drop that and kind of reintroduce people to the concepts of communism/socialism so that we can have a real conversation, right, about that. Anyway, thank you, Chad Mary. Yeah, it's good to get that cleared in the air. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, though. Which countries are but back to Vampire Hunter D, what he said, which countries are the top polluters? So, I mean, look, man, we can't do a whataboutism argument when it comes to climate change. Every citizen of every country needs to contribute towards activism that changes this reality. Okay? And if one country is polluting more than another country, that's not an excuse to let your country pollute. Oh, well, because we need to get up on the Industrial Revolution as well. we need to spread this technology everywhere. We need to subsidize it by the government. It's going to cost trillions of fucking dollars. Okay, and we can't be using whataboutism arguments when it comes. Well, the U.S. pollutes more than Zimbabwe, so Zimbabwe should be able to use styrofoam. That's not the fucking answer. The answer is the United States needs to subsidize bioplastic factories and other things in Zimbabwe. All right, so that they can make their own, food containers that are not, styrofoam. That's a real solution. That's just, and that's just pulling that shit out of my ass. I'm sure a person with a fucking degree could come up with something a little bit smarter than that. But I'm just saying the solution isn't to go, oh, well, what about the West? It's like, well, yes, of course, the people that live in the United States need to do everything they can to force that government to change what it's doing. How can one enforce things upon unfriendly countries? Well, you can't. You can only do the best you can. Use diplomacy, and you could just give it away, right? In the case of like North Korea, hey, do you want some solar panels? Here you go. Yeah, you don't have to burn coal if you want to. Here, you can just say it was a gift because we're so afraid of Kim Jong-un and his fucking Counter-Strike skills. He's going to call my mother fat. So fucking freaked out. But, we're going to have to use diplomacy. Because why, Vampire Hunter D? You know what usually doesn't work? 90% of the time what doesn't work? Sticking a gun in someone's face. Everything okay? Okay. I heard a crash upstairs. But, sometimes you do have to push back and defend yourself in the case of like Ukraine, in the case of World War II. And in a lot of cases, other countries, when the United States is fucking around in their country for no good goddamn reason. Defense is justified, is what I'm trying to say. But 90% of the time, you can't just walk into someone's fucking home and stick a gun in their face and say you gotta live this way. Democracy is non-negotiable. That shit doesn't fly. Democracy is worth dying for, but if the country doesn't want it, if the people don't understand the concepts of it, if they're not into it, there ain't no point in trying to force it with the barrel of a gun. We've seen how that doesn't work. And I'm actually certain that the people that try it know it doesn't work, but what it does do is it creates a really nice, profitable military quagmire. Cha-ching, cha-ching, right? Anyway, let's get one more. No thanks. Let's get one more story here. Elon Musk's climate censorship. So, I mean, I hate talking about this shithead. The fact is he's turning Twitter into a right-wing misinformation machine. Okay. Oh my God. I mean, gender dysphoria is real, and we need to treat trans people with the utmost of respect. What's so hard about that, Republicans, right-wing assholes? Fossil fuel solutions and unfair government subsidies and professional treatment for years, and bio solutions just need to catch up. More help, the faster. Exactly, Zeo Duke. They can bio solutions to, one of the biggest polluters, which is containers, food packaging. That just needs to be subsidized by the government. It would probably be just, $50 to $100 billion a year. Oh, it's actually not much to the United States. The West intervening the foreign markets, but who knows? I don't actually fucking know. Less pollution, clean burning stove has been complete balls up. The prevalence of low-cost solar panels and democratizing access to energy in the poorest places these days. Yes, there's a lot of bad news, but in the UK, I just saw their, and I'm not, defending neoliberal half solutions here. I'm just saying we don't need to be completely doomer, because the prevalence and installation and support of heat pumps is a really, really good start, because heat pumps is the solution to get us away from air conditioning and central air, which is incredibly energy, exhaustive. Heat pumps is the right way to do it, right? We need to, in my view, heavy tax on oil with price caps so they can't pass the tax onto consumers. Yeah. I mean, here's the fact, guys. And Leon, you're trying to get into government, so this is very good for you, right? The solutions are there. Okay, this is not a situation of our leaders just don't know what the solutions are. They are presented with solutions, and they pick the corporate half solutions because they put money in their pockets. right? So of course the solutions are there. Of course the ideas are there. The smart people are in the room, but the smart people are ignored for the more profitable, whatever it is, right? How much money can I put in my pocket with this half solution, right? That kind of shit. Air source heat pump, I think. Heat pumps are wildly more efficient than ACs, and they do double duty as a heater and a cooling mechanism. Look it up. They're really cool. Anyway, Elon Musk is an asshole. He's turning Twitter into a piece of shit. That's all I got. I'm not going to talk about fucking Elon Musk. He can suck my entire asshole. He can suck my entire asshole. And I hope he hears this one day. Fuck you, Elon Musk. You're a piece of shit. And keep giggling, you fat fuck. You look like a fucking pale android. There you go. That's my climate update. Thank you, YouTube.